My newest order from Gold Spot Pens just arrived and I can't wait to share it with you guys. It's not every day that you end up ordering stuff and everything is a new release or pretty close to that. So I'm really excited about these new products and how they perform. So let's get into it. There's not a ton. I have this new ink from Wearingeul. It's called Undine, I think. And it is just a really cool new color. So we're going to be swatching this out in a minute. I also they designed a new sticker that I thought was really cute. And I love adding these to my collection. Usually I'll put them in the back of like an ink journal or something like that. This one says, "Why is it bleeding?" And it's the paper down here. And it's just really cute. I love the purple hair girl. Very holographic and everything. Next, we have the Wearingeul Dip Pen. Now, this is their new dip pen. It runs about $10, and it is called the Modular Glass Dip Pen, or Glass Pen, I guess, not dip pen. But it is a dip pen. And inside here, so we have our little, informational little folder here. But this is really what makes this pen so amazing. Kind of take it out of here for you guys. So looking at it from here, it is a wooden kind of a holder pen here, and we have a brass cover on this end. And then when you pull this part, well, I guess you unscrew it, sorry, this part off, you have a glass dip pen or a glass nib, and it is so, so pretty. What really makes this pen so incredibly unique is that most of the time when you buy a glass tip pen, you're stuck with the nib. So if you accidentally chip it or anything, you have to buy a whole new pen. However, with this design, you can actually replace the glass nib anytime that you have an issue with it or anything. I'm not entirely sure, but I think you just unscrew it here. So it comes out just like that, and then you just put in your new one and you're ready to go. I don't think the replacement nibs were very expensive either. I'm excited to try this out. I think it's going to be really fun. And I think it's going to solve my glass dip pen woes, we'll say. I love how it's curved here. It just feels really nice in the hand, but we will be testing this in a minute. The other thing that came in the box is this, and it appears to be a very small piece of sandpaper. So let's see what that's supposed to be for. So it says here, the glass pen tip can be sanded with sandpaper to suit your preferred writing feel. Oh, that's kind of cool. So you can kind of customize your nib. I didn't realize you could do that with a glass pen, but it makes sense. So if we have any scratchiness, we can try and fix it. Oh, that's cool. So that's our first pen. And then we come to this. This is kind of my crowning jewel of my order. This is the new Monteverde Gold Spot collaboration. So they got together and they designed a special limited edition colorway for a pen at Gold Spot. So this is the Axis, which is kind of their pocket pen. I got one a couple of months ago. Absolutely love it. Had it inked ever since. And I wanted to get another one. When this released in the store, I immediately had to have it because it was the perfect color for me. So Wisteria is a beautiful purple. Let's see if I can take it out of here. So it comes packaged. This is a pretty, like a sturdy cardboard sleeve. And inside here is my Wisteria Axis. And these pens are so sturdy. The one that I got in my mystery box was this one. And I've essentially had this inked since I got it. And it's gone to Florida and back with me and various other places. It seems to be the perfect travel pen for me. The one thing that I struggle with a little bit, and I'm working on it, is that it doesn't really fit well in a pen loop, but that's not a deal breaker for me. So what I love about this pen, especially for my plane rides, so I get really nervous about losing my cap on the plane or hurting my pen in some way up in the air. First of all, these pens are metal, so me hurting it is pretty hard to do. Second of all, with the type of closure that it has. So this is your cap here. It does feel more comfortable when it's posted. It's one of the few pens that I absolutely have to post in order to write with. But the other factor is that with that magnetic closure, it's not coming off. So if things bump around or anything on, say, my tray table or anything, I'm not going to lose my cap. And I know I'm not going to lose my cap. It's also easy to wipe down if I spill something on it because I'm a little accident prone sometimes. So having something like this as my travel pen is really appealing to me. And I love this one. So this one is in a fine point. They have a really fine nib on them. I think it's a Jowo, Jowo nib, and I want to say it's a number 6, but I could be wrong on that. I'll double check and put it here for you guys. But they're really fine writers, at least, well, my fine one is. So this time I wanted something that had a slightly bigger nib to it. So I went ahead and ordered this one in medium. So we'll be able to compare those line widths that it makes. And then in addition, Monteverde made a specific ink to go with this. I don't know if it was in their ink collection beforehand because I'm not super versed on Monteverde's inks, but it's Wisteria, so it should be a really cool purple. And I'm just super excited about this. I have a trip coming up and I'm totally taking this with me. I might take both of them because I think that'll be really fun. And I love the fact that I can put this in my suitcase. All right, as far as how this pen really works, so I showed you the magnetic cap, which I love. So we'll just put that there. And then this is the body of your main pen. Really small. I want to say that this is like, it's about the length of one of my fingers. I do have big hands, but that is kind of one of the things to note for size, right? And the cap is pretty much most of the length of the body as well. And to open it, you twist this part. You have to hold this little area here and you twist it off. And then there's your internal mechanisms. Now it is a smaller converter. I'm not sure if you would be able to put something larger in or not. I haven't tried, but it's one of the plunger type converters. So you just pull this back and it pulls the ink in. Super easy to use. I haven't had any issues with my one so far, so I think that's good. The only thing that I get nervous about is once you pull it back, right? And you're putting it back together, I'm scared I'm going to accidentally push the plunger, which I think is just a me fear. I don't know. Do you guys have that fear? So that's how that works. I think this is a great first pen, especially for someone who might be traveling a lot or want something in their pocket. It works really well. All right, we're going to start with the Wisteria. So I'm just going to go ahead and uncap this. Oh, actually, I think I want it just on the dust, not on there. And we'll go ahead and ink this. Oh, it's sealed. I wasn't expecting that. All right, now that I've gotten the cap off, what I'm going to do first is I am going to make my big swatch across, I think. And while that is drying, I will ink up our new pen. Oh, look at that. So I'm going to have to pull out a couple of really nice purples to compare this to, but I think this is going to be the perfect little purple for my trip. And I can see it matching a lot of things. So I'm excited about that. And we'll see how it dries. I went ahead and did a writing sample with our Monteverde new pen. It writes really smooth. I like the way the ink and the pen perform together. I think it's kind of a great combination. The ink has a lot of shading, I feel like, to it, which you can kind of see right here in the swatching. You know, the heavier spots obviously are going to be a darker purple, and then the lighter spots kind of go to a pinkish tone. and it's a really nice shading ink in my opinion. You do get some of that in the writing, like in the letters themselves, but it's not so much so that it's like super obvious. You do have to be looking for it to find it. But I really like the ink overall. Didn't have any feathering issues or let's look at bleed through. I actually haven't looked. Yep, no bleed through. So really nice ink. I like the color of it. I love how it's writing in the pen. I did do a quick line width comparison here. This is the Axis in the medium nib, and this is the fine. When I was doing my research to make sure I was including everything, I did also run across the fact that it's a number 5 Jowo nib, not a number 6 like I was thinking off the top of my head. The whole package did run $56.70. I think that's a really reasonable price for a nice pen as well as a small bottle of ink. The writing is super smooth, really happy. Then on the side here, we have our color comparisons. Now, I do think my first one and my last one are probably my closest in color match, but we have Color Versus from Cali. This is part of their state inks. This is a little bit lighter, I feel like, than the Wisteria, but it's a similar enough ink that I think it gives you an idea of the coloring. So if you have that ink or have the new Wisteria, you kind of know how close those are. I did also do Diamine Gala. This is a lot more pink than the Wisteria. So not super close, but again, a good reference point. You really see how much this one has kind of that cooler blue tones in the purple opposed to the brighter, warmer pink type hues. The next one I tried was Robert Oster's Viola. This is a new favorite of mine. I just got a bottle, so I figured I'd test it out here. This little area, I think, was my finger inks on the paper, so pay no mind to how that looks a little weird there. But this is a lot darker, has those pink and bluish tones, but it also has more gray to it than this ink. Then I tried Van Diemen's Spotted Sun Orchid. This is an ink that really lends to that bluer side of purple, but it is too dark to be a good match for the Wisteria. And then my final one here is Journalizer's Dawn. This is a shimmer ink. It does have a kind of peachy pink type shimmer to it. Love this color. And I think the base tones are similar, not the same. This is a little bit more blue and maybe a little darker, but I think overall out of the ones that I tried, I think that's closer than some of the others. But let me know what you guys think. So now that we've done all of this, let's move on to our brand new ink and our brand new dip pen and see how they perform. This is supposed to be I think it's a sheening ink with a little bit of like is it a red tinged kind of highlights, lots of shading was what I was getting. No shimmer. I actually kind of prefer the Wearingeul shader inks to their shimmer inks, I'm learning. I really appreciate them. I'm expecting a teal type color. So let's see what it looks like. Oh, I really like that teal color. It's very bright. I was expecting a more watered down version or like a duskier version, and it might end up drying that way, but I like this really bright teal type color. Oh, so exciting. Let's go over here and see about our brand new dip pen. I keep wanting to just pull the cap off, but you do have to unscrew it. And okay. It looks like it's holding the ink really nicely. I like that. So what I'll say is this is pretty smooth. It maybe has a slightly thicker line than some of my other dip pens, but I think it's a good width. I might file it down just a tiny bit, just because I feel like I might like that better if it was just a little bit finer. But overall, I think this is a good dip pen. I like the way that it holds in my hand. It feels more like a traditional fountain pen to me than a dip pen, which I kind of like. And oh my goodness, look, we're getting some of that shading to come out. So excited. All right, I'm going to go find a quote and a couple other things just to write down here, find some other inks that we can compare it to, and I'll be back in a sec. Everything's completely dried now. Look at the shading on this. It's so amazing. It's more of a pink than a red, but oh my gosh, so, so pretty. And I don't think I have anything that even comes close to this. Like, I tried, but the color is really unique and I love it so much. And I love the shading to it. Here's my writing sample with the new dip pen. You can see that it's a little bit heavier at the top. As I had less ink on the nib, I noticed that it wrote a finer line. And I think that's just, typical of it, but that was really interesting to note. It kind of gave a little bit more of the feel of my Kakamori pen, but with a little bit more precision. So that was really fun to play around with. I did compare it to my other dip pen. So this is this Sailor dip pen that I have right here. So the line width is probably pretty close to the medium Sailor dip pen. I think the regular pens are finer. And then I do also have a Pilot dip pen here. And this one is finer. It works well on all of my dip pens. So I really love that. And I'm going to really enjoy this ink. As far as our color comparisons go, the first thought I had was Diamine's Overcast. So Diamine's Overcast is kind of a watered down or muted version of the Undine. And I like both, but you can definitely see a huge difference between them. This is a lot more vibrant and saturated. So I did also try Total Limbs Sky. I think this might be an M. Lovewell exclusive, but I'm not 100% positive. It has that blue with the pinky tones, but this is more of a blue opposed to a teal. So definitely some difference there. Then I thought, well, maybe I'll look at it next to Wearingeul's Robinson Crusoe. This is another ink that I really love. I'm planning to ink it up this next month, actually. And this is too bright. So this is going more tropical opposed to, I don't even know what to call this blue, but I love it. I did also try Ferris Wheel Press's Storied Blue to see how that would fit. And in some ways, some of the darker tones in the writing don't look too far off, but from the swatch, it's way off. So kind of gauge that how you will, but I'll do a closer look at, so here's Storied Blue, and this is the new Undine ink. So it's not a huge difference, but it is there. So just to let you know, and as far as when you're writing, are you really going to see any of this cool ink, color shift? So it depends on the nib. So with the Sailor pen, you can see a little bit right there where the heavier ink spots. Here's with the dip pen. You can see it in the heavier spots up here. But when the ink started to get a little drier on the nib, you don't really see it, which makes me go, if you have it in a probably medium or up nib, you'll see it. But fine, extra fine in that type of direction, you may not. You may just see that underlying color because there may not be enough wetness on the page to get that color shift. So love everything, but really enjoying this ink. All right, that's everything I have for today. I really, really like all these new products. I'm going to have so much fun with them. I love the Wisteria color. I love the Undine color. And the new pens are just really fun to play around with. Really looking forward to taking the new Axis on my trip and everything. And I think I might try just a little bit of sanding on the new Wearingeul glass nib, since if I mess it up, I can just order another one. I think you can get a whole pack for a couple bucks. But let me know, what was your favorite part of today's haul? Have you tried out the Axis or the new Wearingeul dip pens? How do you like these new colors? I just love it all. But I really want to hear what you guys have to say. So until next time, I'll see you real soon.